Hey there, so today we have another review. This is a beer from Enegren. Thank you to so much to Scott, Vintage Beer Enthusiast on Instagram. And this is their Doppelbock from Enegren. This is Gladiator. I guess that's pronounced in German, but Gladiator. So a tour is a part of the word that a lot of breweries use, or the traditional German breweries use for signifying a Doppelbock, because Salvatore was the original one. Everybody used it afterwards. Ator. So we have an 8.1%, and again, not much information on these beers, but there are light versions of Doppelbock. Clearly, this is a dark one, and so this one comes in a really nice kind of like deep ruby color. In the outside of that, it's like sort of a I'd say it's like a copper, light copper kind of color, deep ruby, so deep amber color, quite nice, yeah. Pretty kind of like a tan head. Yeah, that's all the fruity lager characteristics of Doppelbock for days. So it's like cherries, lager for days. So it's all that kind of like Maillard reaction. It's a very specific kind of aromatic that I tend to do a pretty good job on, at least the thicker Maillard Doppelbock kind of beers. It's like bread. It's just like, it's like bread and yeast for days. It's like deep bread and yeast. Very specific. And it's like light fruitiness. Cheers. Really nice. Super drinkable. Wow. Really nice kind of complexity. I mean, this beer shines on complexity for something that's around, Doppelbock's range from like 8 to 9, somewhere around there. 7 to 9. This one's very nice. I get a really nice kind of cherry character. I assume that's probably a little bit from the yeast, but also the nice kind of just thick maltiness that's coming from here. It literally tastes like just chewing on bread and liquid bread. I mean, that's a weird kind of like tasting note, but that's what they called the beer, but it literally is that. It's a little bit syrupy, but dry like a lager. A little bit of like hop bitterness on the back end, a little bit of that kind of like grassy thing, lingers on the back end. Nice kind of full mouth feel. Very tasty. I mean, this is just a great tasty beer. Let's go with what their tasting notes and pairings are on this one. So they don't actually have tasting notes, but they have pairings. Aged cheese, prosciutto, sauerbraten, and black forest cake. I'll take all of those. I'll take all of those. Just what a tasty, drinkable 8% lager. I mean, it's just chewy and thick, but not in the most intense way that it doesn't have super high sweetness on the back end because the bitter, the hops help it bitter out, but it's also lagered out quite nicely. Because it's the impression of sweetness they get up front that like pushes you onto that like really intense kind of bready character and a little bit of that cherry stone thing going on. Very good. Wow. I will have to revisit some other Doppelbocks for you guys, but man, this is a great example of style. Let's do this without waking your bready up. That is a solid 96 from me. That is Gladiator from Enegren. Absolutely fantastic. Highly recommended. Enegren is crushing it. Thank you so much, Scott. Until next time, guys. Cheers. Later.